Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a source that uses a really clever and, kind of unusual metaphor to help us get a handle on our own genetic code. We're going to see how something as everyday as a street lamp can actually help unlock the secrets of DNA.
I know, it sounds a little out there, right? But just imagine for a second. What if that super complex, totally invisible world of our DNA could be made as clear and simple as just looking at a city map at night? Well, that's the big idea we're diving into. All right, so to get started, we've got to build our city. And not just any city, this is a perfect city where everything is working exactly the way it's supposed to.
So picture this, a perfect orderly grid. You've got exactly 1,000 points of light, every single one in its proper place, and every single one is shining brightly. No flickers, no dark spots, nothing. It's totally stable, predictable, a fully lit system. This is our starting point, our ideal state.
But of course, perfection never lasts, does it? In any system this complex, things are bound to get a little chaotic. So let's imagine the city watch starts reporting some really strange problems across our perfect light grid.
First, these reports start trickling in about single lamps just flickering, acting erratically. Then, boom, a total disaster. A massive sector of 200 lamps just goes completely dark, all at once. And before anyone can even figure that out, another bizarre report flies in. 150 brand new lamps have just appeared out of nowhere, lighting up places that aren't even on the city plan. And to top it all off, an entire block of lights has just vanished from its original spot, only to reappear on the complete opposite side of town. What on earth is going on in our city?
Okay, so this is where our metaphor really starts to pay off. Because this city, with all its crazy electrical issues, isn't just some random story. No, it's a direct analogy for something that's happening inside every single one of us, all the time.
So, have you cracked it yet? What is this perfectly organized, yet somehow incredibly fragile city of 1,000 lights actually a stand-in for? That's it. It's a map of our genome. Every single one of those 1,000 street lamps represents a base, a letter, in a segment of our DNA. Our city isn't made of roads and light bulbs, it's a living, breathing blueprint.
And just so we're all on the same page, the genome is literally the full instruction manual for building and running an organism. You can think of it like the ultimate blueprint, and it's written in a simple four-letter chemical alphabet: A, T, C, and G. So our 1,000 street lamps? They're just one small, manageable paragraph from that enormous book.
Now that we know what the city really is, we can finally go back and solve the mystery of our flickering, disappearing, and moving lights. Because each one of those problems maps directly to a specific type of genetic change. Remember those flickering lamps? Well, that's a perfect way to visualize what's called a point mutation. This is where just one single DNA base, one letter in the code, gets swapped out for a different one. The source material we're looking at simulates this with an 8% change rate, which just means that for every 100 lamps, 8 of them are being swapped for the wrong model. And what about that massive power outage where 200 lamps just went dark? That represents something much bigger, a large-scale deletion. Here, a huge piece of the DNA sequence, 200 bases long in this simulation, is just completely snipped out and lost from the genome. An entire neighborhood of instructions. Just gone. And on the flip side, those 150 new unplanned lamps, that's a large-scale insertion. This is when a whole new stretch of DNA bases gets shoved into the sequence where it really doesn't belong. It's kind of like a construction crew adding a whole new wing to a house without bothering to check the blueprints. The impact of these changes becomes so obvious when you see it laid out like this. Our normal sequence, our baseline, starts at 1,000 base pairs. The deletion shrinks it down to 800. The insertion, on the other hand, expands it all the way up to 1150. This shows we're not just swapping little bits of information, we are fundamentally changing the size and the structure of the genetic blueprint itself.
And this brings us to that last and maybe weirdest problem, moving an entire block of lights across town. This represents what scientists call a chromosomal rearrangement. I mean, the term itself sounds incredibly abstract, doesn't it? But the metaphor, urban reorganization, well, you get that instantly. You can picture it. And that's the real power of this whole approach.
So, here it all is laid out in one place. You've got the perfect city as our baseline, the flickering lights as small mutations, and you go all the way to a whole block being reorganized. Every single problem we saw in our city maps perfectly to a specific genetic change, and each one has a real, measurable impact on the genome's final length. The metaphor just holds up beautifully.
Okay, so this all leads to a really important question. Why would you go to all this trouble? I mean, why build a fake city of lights to represent a fake strand of DNA? What's the actual real-world point of all this?
Well, it's because this isn't just a clever way to teach something or some kind of game. Scientists create these kinds of simulations to forge incredibly powerful tools for real-world research. It's like building a safe, controlled laboratory for studying and understanding chaos.
The scientific logic behind this is actually pretty brilliant. First, you establish that perfect baseline, our city of 1,000 working lamps. Second, you introduce very specific, targeted changes that you control. Third, you analyze exactly what happens. And finally, and this is the real key, by understanding the results of these known changes, scientists can build and test software that's designed to find those exact same alterations out in the messy, complicated DNA of a real person.
And here's a cool little behind-the-scenes detail from the source material. To make sure these simulations are perfectly repeatable for testing, scientists use something called a seed number. It kicks off the random generation process. In the script, this whole explanation is based on that number is 42. Using the same seed guarantees you get the exact same random problems every time, which is absolutely critical for making sure your tools work correctly.
So, we've seen how turning a genome into a city of lights can make something incredibly complex feel, well, simple. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge, intimidating worlds, from economics to astrophysics, are just sitting there waiting for the right simple metaphor to come along and unlock them for all of us? It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the best way to see the invisible is just to imagine it as something we see every day. Thanks for watching.